sun-drenched Gold Coast, welcome to Club Broadbeach, home of the world's richest bowls tournament.
And Shane Globitz wins the inaugural Australian Open.
The 21-year-old Victorian Aaron Wilson is the Australian Open champion.
Congratulations, Aaron T's Australian champion.
The biggest names in the sport have gathered from across Australia and around the globe, all chasing one thing: a share in bowl's richest prize pool.
Corney's done it.
Lara has done it. What a result.
What an Australian Open.
Alongside world title holders and international stars, anyone who fancies their bowl's prowess has the chance to take on the very best and turn a dream run into something truly unforgettable. With the Commonwealth Games right around the corner, the stakes are even higher, with Australia's Jackaroos using one of their final opportunities to sharpen their form before heading to Glasgow, hoping to chase more golden memories.
Here he goes. He's got the shirt off.
For 2 weeks, the eyes of the bowls world have been on Broadbeach and the other 14 clubs on the Gold Coast. The stage is set, the pressure is on. Welcome to the finals of the 2026 Australian Open. Many of the 3,700 individuals that sign up to play the Australian Open, playing on the final Thursday is a pipe dream. But that's where these bowlers find themselves this morning in what promises to be a fantastic finish to the 2026 Australian Open. Welcome to Club Broadbeach. I'm Val Febo. This is the Bowlers with a Disability Open Women's Singles Final between Annette Ruffell of Victoria and Serena Bonnell of Queensland. Alongside me, Ellen Faulkner. Ellen, welcome to you.
Thank you very much, Val, and great to be here today. It's a beautiful day down at Club Broadbeach. If anyone is in the area, then please come down for what we have is a festival of bowls. We have a series of finals over the next 2 days, so anyone who loves bowls, please come down and take a look.
Looking forward to this contest. We'll hear from both of the players after their roll-up ends. Really looking forward to seeing how it's going to go. And Els, Serena, the two-time defending champion, Annette, the challenger in her first AO final. She must be excited but also have a few nerves.
I think it's always a real test, isn't it, to come out here and play in your first final on the live stream environment. But Annette's certainly prepared extremely well. I hear that she's in great form, so I think it will be a tremendous contest today between Annette and Serena. And of course, Serena, a highly decorated para-jackaroo, is heading over to Glasgow in the next 4 weeks for the Commonwealth Games. So we know what she can do. So it'll be great to see Annette go toe-to-toe with her today in this first final.
Certainly will. Both of these two have been phenomenal across the last year. From the para-national, Serena has dominated singles play across the last 3 years. She's won every single national singles medal that's been available to win in terms of the Australian Open from 2024, the Nationals 2023, and since then it's just been all Serena, and she's cemented her place as one of the best para bowlers on the planet. But she's also playing really well in the open disciplines. You and her had a very decent run in the women's pairs throughout this Australian Open, didn't you, Els?
We did indeed, and she also had a good run in the fours as well. So yeah, she's certainly making her mark on the sport.
Certainly is. And Annette Ruffell, who does a lot in terms of inclusivity as well as Serena around the nation. And we've seen at her home club of Heathmont in Victoria, she had a bowl Parkinson's over day. Her husband Rob unfortunately has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and she's done all she can in terms of trying to bring the awareness and raise money for such an incredible cause. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. But Annette isn't one to shy away from the fact that bowls is one of the most inclusive sports in the world, and these two, it's fitting that we have two pioneers of that playing in this final this morning.
It absolutely is. And obviously this year we've added an additional 2 events to the disability programme here at the Australian Open, which is great to see the growth and development of that aspect of the game. And as you said, Val, you know, one of the wonderful things is the inclusive nature of our sport. So the players are just rolling up, so you get 2 practice ends where they'll be looking for the kindest hand in terms of how they can get back to the centre line, as well as trying to suss each other's games out as well around the different kind of lengths that they might play. So I'm not sure who's actually won the toss and who will be casting the jack of the very first end of this first final here at the 2026 Australian Open, but we will find out very shortly. Val is going to jump onto the rink and interview both players, but Val did mention Annette's husband, Rob. She's asked me to give a shout out to Rob as well as to Daniel, Kat, Amy and her grandson Mason. Serena's husband Tony is here with her today, and the girls are at school. So, but they're both supported by their coaches. So Annette is supported by Nick Dorr, and Serena is supported by Brett Clifford. So we'll go to Val, who will speak to both players to get us underway.
Thanks, Els. I am here with the 2 combatants for today's final. I'm really excited for this, and I've got Serena Bonnell first. Serena, the 2-time defending champion. You're winning everything when it comes to singles at the moment. How excited are you for another opportunity at AO Gold?
Yeah, I'm keen for the chance, and it should be a good battle against Annette. So yeah, it should be a good game.
And how's your confidence going? You've been selected for the Commonwealth Games once again. You're in really good form after the World Cup as well last year. So how sky high is that confidence for you?
I feel pretty good about my form, but every event, every game's different. So yeah, I feel good so far.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And Annette, your first Australian Open final, mightily exciting day for you. You've got a good support crew here. How are the excitement levels this morning heading into Broadbeach?
Very excited, and I had a great lead up, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge, and I wish Serena a great game.
And your form over the last couple of years just continues to get better and better. The Clover Lester Encouragement Award in Perth in 2023, and now you're an emerging Parajackaroo. How much confidence do you take from how your game has developed over the last few years?
I'm always learning, and I just love at my age to be doing something that's so inclusive and that allows me to just develop every time I play.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
2 pioneers of inclusivity on this morning's rink. Els, back to you. Let's get ready for the final.
Thanks, Val, and great to hear from both players. And I love that comment there from Annette around always looking to grow and learn each time that she plays. And Serena, very honest there around every time you go out and play, you never know quite what's going to happen, but she certainly puts in the time and effort to ensure that she's in good form. So I think we're in for a fantastic battle today between these 2 fierce competitors. Obviously Annette going for a maiden title and Serena going for the treble, 3 back-to-back singles in a row, which would be a remarkable feat. So as we wait for the game to get underway, I can see that Serena has got the mat, so she will dictate the length. She'll look to dominate right from the start with that first bowl and start to put Annette under pressure. We have our umpire today, national umpire Angela Jones, who will be officiating. And then we're very lucky as well to have some local volunteers who will be turning the scoreboards, Richard Quinney and Ken Smith. And the jack has been delivered by Serena. And she looks as though she's going for a slightly longer one, sort of a long 3/4. As we mentioned earlier, it's a beautiful day here at Club Broadbeach. Sun is shining, very still, no real wind, so perfect conditions for them to put on a display.
Certainly is. Serena, the 2-time defending champion. The challenger, Annette Ruffle of Heathmont in Victoria. Exciting prospects to get underway. There was heartbreak for Serena Bonnell 3 years ago in 2023 when, on her birthday, Cheryl Linfield produced the comeback of all comebacks to dethrone her. And she's gone the 2-time defending champion since then. Just a quick one, Kira.
So picked a good line for that first bowl, just trying to find the pace. Serena playing with Taylor SR bowls, and Annette is playing with Aero Optima. You mentioned earlier that Annette's from the Heathmont Bowls Club in Victoria. There's a number of teammates in the crowd supporting. So Carolyn Lucas Protopappas as she puts down her first delivery, and it's a very good opening bowl, just short of Jack High. So Serena just asking the marker the information there. And the reason you do that is just to understand if you're going to change over your hand where that bowl is in relation to the jack, if it's a usable bowl in a good position. But she's opting to stay on the forehand, just make that adjustment on her length. Net just pulling up short, but again she's picked a decent line. It's always nervy, isn't it, the first end of the final?
Yep. Certainly is, and Annette, I think she'll want to get herself on the board early. It's very important. You just need that nerve settler.
Absolutely, and of course for those watching at home, it is the first to 21, and it is also re-spotted jacks on the tee, so that makes a big difference in terms of covering bowls. So Serena just switching hands there, played a good pace on the backhand. Both hands look as though they're turning well.
So after losing the final in 2023 to Cheryl Linfield, it was Louise Hoskins that was the first victim of Serena Bonnell. Last year it was Alison Meakin of Victoria. There's another Victorian challenger in Annette Ruffle, who's holding one at the moment. Serena using Taylor SRs, the black bowls, and the bowls for Annette Ruffle, Aero Optimas, in her first AO final, looking for a maiden national title. Annette Ruffle, the Paris base, has become harder and harder to win tournaments, especially with the dominance of ladies like Serena Bonnell and Cheryl Linfield, Louise Hoskins as well.
Yeah, it certainly has, and it's been great to see the growth in the sport and the number of females coming through the system. And there's some fantastic opportunities. Obviously, Commonwealth Games coming up.
It's a bit of a free kick here for Annette Ruffle.
And she looks like she's made it.
Oh, has it gone a bit too far? A little touch of the jack. Might have had slightly a bit too much weight on that. It's very close for the second. And she will take the lead, Els.
She will indeed. So both players coming up, so they'll look to see who's closest and declare the head.
Got a 3-hour time limit for this one. Of course, in the para disciplines and the knockouts, we do have 3 hours. It's the same with the over 60s as well. And Serena looks at the head, looks at Annette. And of course, the scooters that that Annette is riding there, they have to be approved in terms of the right tyres and everything that is allowed on the green. Damien Delgado, we've seen in the wheelchair. That is a 2 to start proceedings for Annette Ruffle. Perfect way to kick off her first Australian Open final. The blue paddles for Annette in this contest. And she takes the early ascendancy as she looks to win, as I said, her maiden Australian Open crown.
Yeah, there's a variety of different equipment that players can use to ensure that they can enjoy the game to its full potential. And Annette opting to keep that longer length makes sense. Been successful on the first end when Serena cast a jack. And she's sticking to that further side of the green. Always a good shout, I think, Val, to try and stay on one side of the green if possible, because it's consistent in terms of weight. But the greens are so great here that it really doesn't make a lot of difference. But I always like it when I see players, leaning in and playing both sides of the green early.
Most of our telecasts have been on this very green here at Club Broadbeach, on green 1. And yeah, they're running in perfect fashion. It's been, and despite all of the rain that we've had, in what is supposed to be, I think in my intro I said from the sun-drenched Gold Coast. Well, I should have just taken out sun from the drenched Gold Coast. It's been, there's been a few torrential downpours, which we're not used to seeing at the AO, but today, crystal clear skies for now.
Certainly is, as Serena puts a strong opening bowl in there, but Annette is changed over, and what a switch. That's a great reply. Yeah, we've been pretty lucky over the last few years with the weather, haven't we? So yeah. I think we were due a little bit of rain, but yeah, at least we've got to the last 2 days, and the forecast looks great.
Certainly has. We were at Helensvale yesterday. There wasn't a drop of wind or anything like that. It did get cold in the evening, but it is a mightily exciting time to be a bowls fan, because the finals, they're going to go through uninterrupted. Of course, we've got a plethora of matches on here today. We've got the bowlers with a disability open women's singles final. We've got the women's fours next between the Malaysians, who are very dangerous, and then the young Victorian team skipped by Emma Simmons. After that, team, or the powerhouse team of Wedlock Black by Norris and Tees up against that of Hayden Oster. And then after that, the mixed pairs final. Corey Wedlock has the chance to win 3 Australian Open titles in one day.
It's incredible, isn't it? And of course, at Club Helensvale yesterday, there are a number of extra ends. Some of the games were so close.
I wasn't going to bring that up, Els.
Well, yes. Unfortunately, I was one of the losers in an extra end, but there were a number of extra ends across the course of the day. And that's what you want at this stage of the competition, at the business end. You know, you want really close fought battles. Keeps the suspense, and as we always say, that's the beauty of live sport. You never quite know what's going to happen. But Annette's got a chance here to consolidate with her last bowl. Looks as though she's holding 2 as it stands at the moment. If she continues down the backhand.
Steely look of determination. And I'll tell you what, it's not a bad finish.
Yeah, some good bowls. She adjusted well from the first bowl, and it's currently 2 to Annette with Serena 1 to play. Serena just played a really good bowl with her last bowl, just to change the shape of the head and make it easier for her with this last delivery of this second end. That's what it's all about, just making it better, giving yourself a chance.
Serena Bonnell looking to change things up, not a mile away, hits off her own, and then I'm not sure if she stayed around. It looks close.
From the camera angle, it looks as though Serena could have it. Very good final delivery, just to change things up.
Well, we'll wait for the adjudication at the head as they both make their way down. Started at just after 8 a.m. John Roberts then fired the clock off, and 3 hours is the time limit.
Yeah, and John Roberts plays a sterling role for Bowls Australia here at the Australian Open, and he's supported by a team of umpires and officials. We've had 15 ITOs support the event over the last 2 weeks. And of course, we've been lucky that there's a number of ITOs who've actually been selected to go and officiate at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow coming up shortly. There's a mother and daughter.
Yes, I have. I've told Laureen Smith that I'm going to give her a call after the Australian Open to do a story on herself and her daughter Rowanna.
Yep, and so they're both from Victoria. Then we've got Michael Andersesh from Tassie, Sharon Lynch and Ryan Havercroft from WA. Also from Vic, we have Daryl Rowley, Rodney Bates, Lorraine Dawson and Sarah Hope. So congratulations to all of those officials that have been chosen. Team. It is. And fantastic. And that's one of the great things about this sport. Yes, you can absolutely play from 8 to 80, whatever the ages may be, but there's also other pathways available within the sport as well. So lots of opportunities from a coaching space, a VI direct space, as we've got the VI singles on the next rink. And there's also opportunities from an officiating perspective as well. So plenty of ways that people can get involved and be part of this wonderful bowling community that we're all lucky enough to enjoy.
Certainly are. That's 1 to Serena Bonnell. The red paddles, for those watching at home, indicate 1 to Serena. 2 shots to 1 is the lead to Annette Ruffel. So that little rub was enough for the 2-time defending champion to get herself on the board. She's won 3 AOs, Serena Bonnell, and she was on a huge winning streak, Els, in singles play, but it almost came unstuck in the sectional rounds because emerging para Jackaroo, Jodie Nikolic, was able to get on top of her and beat her. It got timed out. I think it was 17-15 or something along those lines, and ended up playing Jodie in the first knockout round and dispatched her 21-5. So she's only dropped 8 shots across her quarterfinal and semi-final as Serena, as opposed to the 24 shots that Annette Ruffel has conceded. So
yeah, that's impressive, isn't it? Very, very, very dominant.
So Serena, her mental fortitude, I think, is something that we've spoken about. Have a look at that starter.
Great start. So she just brought the mat up a little bit, stretched the jack out.
But yeah, her mental fortitude is incredible. And I think you've seen a lot of that since you started with Bowls Australia. Your original role at BA was as the HP manager for Para Bowls, which, you know, you oversaw such a successful Commonwealth Games into the World Championships in 2023. And now the fruits of your labour, as Annette puts in a really nice reply.
Yeah, fantastic reply there from Annette. What great opening bowls from both players. Yeah, and, you know, I think we always say that the difference between good players and great players, it is the mental side of the game, and having strategies to be able to reset and refocus, because things aren't always going to go your way. You're not always going to perform how you want to, but that ability to stay present, stay in the bubble, stay in the moment, and commit to your pre-shot routine is absolutely key for successful players. And yeah, I think probably the greatest test of mental strength was probably the Guinness World Record. Well, yes,
I was going to get to that with Serena, or you and Serena. You did that at Club Tweed. It was what, 4,000 hours that you guys played consecutively, or something. I don't know. It was
33 hours and.
Was it 47 minutes?
47, something to that effect. But yeah, and the whole purpose of that wasn't about a Guinness World Record. It was actually putting a spotlight on our sport.
Annette, that is brilliant.
And showing, as Serena would say, showing what people with disabilities can achieve when they've got the right support in place. So that's what it's all about. And it was also quite unique for 2 women to lead the charge. So other world record attempts have been undertaken by men, so it was very much just about putting a spotlight and shining a light on our wonderful sport.
It was incredible. I remember I was up at breakfast on a Tuesday morning, as Serena looks to try and take the jack.
Oh, great effort there. Any touch on that was going to be a good outcome for Serena. She's got the tee covered if the jack does go out of bounds. So I think Annette just was trying to get in between Serena's 2 black bowls there. Line was good for what she was trying to do, just pulled up a little bit short.
Yeah, I remember. Sorry, I was going to breakfast at 8 a.m. whatever day it was, and then I was at dinner the next night, and I'm still watching, and you're still going. It was quite incredible. Serena Bonnell, I think she's missing. You can see her body language, and that one goes into the ditch. So a chance for Annette Ruffel to really take a stranglehold on this final. 2-1 to the good, and holding 2 at the moment.
Yeah, she puts down the final delivery. She's just got to navigate around her short bowl there, just to try and get to Serena's one.
Oh, she's doing a good job. It's just not going to get there, I don't think. It was close. It still is close.
Excellent grouping.
But I think just crashing into her own didn't help. If she got any sort of side of that,
quality play, isn't it? It's been a good quality start to this game.
And a really solid start for Annette Ruffle. I'm surprised. I thought Serena was going to come out and really, you know, try and show who's boss. But Annette has come out and been splendid. It's been really impressive. And of course, back in 2023 in Perth, she was named the Clover Lester Encouragement Award winner at the Para-Nationals, which is something given to the person who's making their debut that has shown the capabilities of being a very good bowler. And she's become an emerging Para-Jackaroo. And now she's leading the AO singles final, 4 shots to 1.
Yeah, she's certainly come out fighting in this final. And she's got nothing to lose, you know. The pressure is on Serena as a 2-time winner and obviously being in dominant fashion across the sport. So from Annette's perspective, just about coming out here, taking the pressure off, enjoying the occasion, and let your bowls just flow. Stick to the process and don't worry about the outcome. And it sounds simple, but it's actually quite hard.
Everything sounds simple when you say it, unless it's some sort of physics or chemistry or anything like that. But it's been a really good start for the Victorian from Heathmont in Victoria, and that's in Melbourne's southeast, or Melbourne's east. Lucas Protopappas, another emerging Jackaroo, emerging Para-Jackaroo, plays out there as well. I know he'll be watching on.
Yep, he's just over the other side of the grandstands watching.
He is too, of course he is. His partner Bethany, there's Cooper Whitestyles as well.
Serena changes over to the backhand here.
And what have you noticed about Serena's confidence? Obviously, you know her really well. You play at a club. You've gotten to become really close with her over the years, Els. And she has gone from strength to strength in the para world. But I think what she's been doing in the open space, as we mentioned briefly before, has been really impressive. Getting through deep in the pairs with you, but also the fours. She had a really good run in the singles last year, getting timed out against Ziti Zelina Ahmed, but it wasn't over. She could have very well won that match.
Yeah, I think that Serena, you know, very much looks to playing as many events as possible. She trains hard, she prepares well, and she's just extremely committed to the sport. So she gives it everything. You know, she makes decisions and choices around that, and you know, I would like to sort of acknowledge and shout out Wendy Wilson, because Wendy actually came in and subbed for us in the first 3 knockout rounds and was absolutely outstanding. So really grateful for her for stepping in the pairs to help us to get through to that quarter-final stage.
So there was a furry friend hanging around Broadbeach. I'm not sure where that dog's hanging around, but I've seen a few animals around the club this week. Not to mention the famous bin chicken, which ran onto this very green last year, which marker and ITO Willie Tan was able to escort off as gracefully as possible, and to the roaring adoration of the crowd. Serena has been so good these last few years, and it was a tough few years for her when she was in China on a trip and consumed what she said could have been just a bad piece of fish, and in the end it left her with a disability for life, and she never wanted to let that get the better of her, and she's continued to fight and continued to tell her story and promote inclusivity and say that it doesn't matter what hampers you, you can always overcome it.
Yeah, she's a very, very passionate advocate. She does a lot of work here in the Gold Coast, running para programs and supporting and coaching other para players to come through the system. And of course, she's a board member of Bowls Queensland as well. So she certainly has gone above and beyond in terms of giving back to the sport, as well as the trailblazing role that she's taking on the green as well.
This race to 21, mightily intriguing. Serena, her weight is good.
Just got a touch on the jack there. I think she's managed to stay with it enough.
I think she has. It's close, and on these greens we know that the jacks, if you get a touch on it, they slide like glass and they can move a fair weight. But it does look like one to Serena Bonnell. We'll get the indication. I've noticed across the Australian Open that in singles play across Ringside Live as a whole for the 2 and a bit weeks that we've been on, only twice has someone gotten to 10 first and lost.
That's really interesting.
And it happened last year as well. It was only once or twice across the 2 weeks. So if you get to double figures first, you tend to go on and get the job done.
Yeah, it's always a good tactic to have, to actually break the game down into mini segments.
It's 4 shots to 2.
Almost try and win the first 6 ends, the next 6 ends. Yeah, just try and break it down.
So getting to 10 first. That's the first little mini race, and
yeah.
I know a few, but there's so many different things. You know, people reverse the scores, people have little blocks that they try and get to, people have end targets, like you said, Els. There's no right or wrong way to do it. As long as you get to 21 first, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely, and as always, like I've said before, it's actually forgetting about the outcome sometimes and just focusing on the process, committing to your pre-shot routine. As soon as you start thinking about the outcome or the score line, you're not present and in the moment, and that's going to affect your performance. But we're human, and that's where you naturally tend to go.
So we've won 2 ends each. No one has won back-to-back as of yet.
Yeah, I always find that interesting around the patterns of play. It's always quite ironic, isn't it, when a player wins an end on the other person's length?
Yeah. But sometimes having that last bowl, it doesn't matter what length, you know, you can be so comfortable with any length, and we see that with the elite of the elite. But in singles play, it's very different to when you're playing a discipline like pairs, triples or fours, because I feel like length is more crucial in singles. It is,
because as we know, you know, if you can get on top early and if you can dominate and start asking questions of your opposition, that's fundamental to being successful.
I think what I would like to see Serena do, and we've seen it for a long time, that tee to tee is something that she's really good at, and I would like to see her really lengthen things out.
Yeah, I think at the moment both players have been playing a similar length, probably a net a little bit longer because Serena's bringing the mat up. But it's working, you know. Serena's knows the greens here. She's opted for what suits her best. She's putting a good covering bowl with her first, and that's always the key as well, a back bowl and then work back from there. And that makes a really good adjustment here. And that's the thing, you don't always have to get shot, just getting bowls in the area second gives you chances. And we know that Serena won't be afraid. If she's got an opportunity, she'll take it, she'll play it. So plenty of bowls in the head.
Serena selected for a second Commonwealth Games coming up next month in Glasgow. She'll be partnering Louise Hoskins. Was really thrilled with her trialling period because she said that it was extremely different to the last time around when you're trialling on heavy greens, and they went to England where she made her debut, but then also trialling on those heavy greens at Mount Tambourine that they perfectly manicured to try and replicate those Leamington Spa conditions. And then next year she's going to have to stop trialling on the quick indoors and have to go back to those heavy greens to replicate Leamington Spa again with the world champs back there in 2027, which is very exciting.
Yeah, and obviously the Jackarees did extremely well, top in the medal table. First time ever that had happened in the Northern Hemisphere.
3 golds, 2 silver. Ellen Fife, what an incredible run that was. 2 gold medals for her. First player ever to win the men, or to win the pairs and singles at the same Commonwealth Games. Her and Chrissy with that final bowl of the extra end. Incredible. Disco, 2-time defending champion. Really exciting what's coming up next month.
And I would still say that game, that final, is the best final I've ever witnessed. That women's pairs final, the best showcase of the sport I think there's ever been.
How hard was that for you? You had the green and gold on, but obviously on green it was all about the red and white of England. And then Amy Farrow is one of your best friends, is she not?
She is, yeah, and I'm godmother to her beautiful son, Harry. And they actually came over last October. They've been over twice, and they're coming again next October, which is great. Yeah, so it was obviously a hard watch for me, but you know, it was fantastic to see Els and Chrissy achieve their dreams and to share that special moment as 2 best friends. Amy and I had that opportunity in Delhi in 2010, and we were fortunate enough to take that opportunity with both hands. And it's incredibly special when you win something of that gratitude. Yeah, it was just a wonderful moment, and I'm delighted for Chrissy and Els that they got to experience that as well.
And yeah, those two are essentially sisters with how close they are. And that is, well, speaking of close, Annette Ruffle might have just ruffled the feathers.
That is a brilliant last delivery. It looks as though she's done enough. We'll just wait for both players to come up. Yeah, and of course Chrissy is godmother to Ellen and
little Archie.
Max, little Archie.
And I remember when they won the pairs here a couple of years ago. Yeah, Els was pregnant with Archie at the time and calling Chrissy godmother already. So that's how close they are. They're essentially sisters, and it was amazing to see. And that is 1 to Annette Ruffle. So still nobody can win consecutive ends. 5 shots to 2. Ticking up slowly, but Annette, I think, will be really pleased with how she's commenced this final, and just to get herself on the board so regularly, so early. Very impressive.
As we go into N6 of this women's singles physical disability final here at Club Broadbeach. Beautiful day down here, conditions are perfect. You can also see on the screen we do have another final happening at the same time, the vision impaired singles final.
I was just about to mention that, Els, so I'm glad you led me in. It's Scott Kinnear leading Calvin Rogers 4 shots to 0, with someone holding 3, and it is Calvin Rogers holding 3, so might have an opportunity to net a full count and level proceedings over on the other rink, and you can watch that on Bowls Australia's YouTube channel as well. But stay with us. We'll keep you company.
Great first opening delivery there from Serena. As Annette changes hand, playing up the backhand here. Looks as though it's on a good line. This is all about weight. Just got a piece of the jack there. Serena, big opportunity to consolidate this head. She puts in a very good second delivery.
I feel like Serena needs one end where she can just take the match by the scruff of the neck and establish who she is and why she's been such a dominant force in para bowls, not just nationally but globally over the last few years. And Annette needs to stay concentrated. This is where the pressure comes on. Serena will not go away.
So Serena will just be looking to turn this jack round the corner. Turn it jack or just slip by, she'll end up in a covering position. And that's a great bowl. She's played that perfectly. Jack probably moved a little bit more than what she would hope for, but as you said earlier, Val, the jack is moving on the surface here. Annette just asking a question here of the marker, just trying to understand the lay of the land.
Probably is still very close for 3.
Yeah, if Annette can get second shot here, that's a good outcome.
And just cutting it down. Sometimes you know that the end probably isn't going to go your way, but it's just about affecting that count. And Annette Ruffle has gone that little bit too far.
Yeah,
easy, Serena with a chance.
Easy done when you're down, just to overplay it. And yeah, you sometimes just have to back yourself to draw and take it on the chin if you do pull up.
And what's the old adage? You've got to be up when you're down.
Correct.
And she was up, but just that little bit too far. And this is where Serena Bonnell of Club Tweed, the 2-time defending champion, might be able to shift the momentum in her favour. Not quite. Maybe. I feel like that bowl at 7 o'clock from Annette is probably going to be the one that's affecting things more than anything else for Serena, but I dare say this is at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, definitely 2, isn't it? A look for the third.
So Broadbeach, the landscape around here over the last couple of years has changed a lot with high rises and skyscrapers going up everywhere. Els, your penthouse is ready behind us next year.
All right, if only. So on my team's backdrop, I do have a penthouse background in the hope that I manifest that happens one day.
That's right, you do. I thought that was just your apartment.
If only, if only.
So I think we're going to be measuring here to see what the total is going to be. 2 have been taken out, but it is very, very close. It could be a 2, it could be a 3, it could even be a full count of 4. And sometimes the camera angles can be deceiving based on where our cameras actually are, but I dare say that bowl at 7 o'clock in relation to the jack might be the one.
We've got our official, Angela Jones, out there undertaking her role.
A big thank you to all the officials and umpires and volunteers. 1,200 volunteers across this Australian Open for a 2 and a bit week period. That is incredible. It
is incredible, and it just goes to show the strength of the bowls community. And of course the 15 clubs here on the Gold Coast, they do a fantastic job. They really, really go above and beyond to ensure that the players have a wonderful experience. And I still don't think that there's an event like this. I can't think across other sports where it's open entry. You might play against a world champion in the first game. You might not. You might play on live stream. You might not. But how many events do you get that opportunity? I can't think of any other example in any other sport. You don't. Like, there's volunteers everywhere, but this is incredible. It really is incredible. I always say it takes an army, and
It's a pretty big army at that. So it was the wing bowl. I think that might be out of the count.
So Angela's using a laser measure. Very, very accurate.
Of course, after each session, each of the 4 sessions today, we will have presentations to award the gold medals, and that is a 2 to Serena Bonnell. So it was that back bolt of a net ruffle, but the first multiple of the game goes to Serena, comes, and it's 5 shots to 4. So it's a close final. No one has really taken the momentum yet. Everyone that's had last bowl has been able to win the end. We'll see how that continues, but a 1-shot differential. Who will make the first move?
Serena looks as though she's got the mat up a little bit further this time than the last time in this direction. I'd say she's going to be trying to get the jack on the tee here. Yep. Is it going to stay on? Yet just about. And that's always the thing. If you want it on the tee, you've got that 2 metre extra space.
But how often do we see those jacks go in the ditch? And especially on this green, I think there was a couple of games early on in the men's singles where we lost 7 or 8 in a day.
And it can be so crucial. And
I hate to do this. I really do hate to do this, but I want to go back and talk about one of those games. It was where am I here? It was
while you're looking there, Serena's just put in a very good opening bowl on the forehand.
Gary Sanders against Daryl Hill in the early rounds, in the sectional rounds of the singles. Daryl Hill leading 18 to 14, puts the jack in the ditch. And so Gary Sanders rolls it. Daryl holds 1, but Gary had a chance to sit that bowl out for 4 because he had everything else around. Luckily for Daryl, managed to get 1 in. He takes 1, 19-14. Puts the jack in the ditch again. This time, drops a 4, loses the mat, drops a 3 on the next end. Game over, 21-19. He loses.
Oh, wow, that would hurt. But it just goes to show the importance of the jack cast.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't practice that, Val. And
they should.
It's a really important skill in leading and obviously singles play as well.
Get a bucket of jacks. It doesn't take that much effort. Just keep practicing it.
Completely agree. Obviously, Commonwealth Games is going to be different. I believe that it's going to be similar to BPL format, where the jacks are actually placed, so it takes that element out of the equation. Both players just struggling to nail the jack. There's been a lot of very, very good effective bowls in and around the head, but there hasn't been many right on top of the jack as it stands at the moment.
Well, on QLs.
There we go.
Serena Bonnell says, I will see you and raise you.
I love it when that happens. Usually it's the other way around, isn't it? The commentator's curse, but I'm glad it worked in a positive fashion.
You're usually talking about, as we said, come down on replay where, oh, they're on fire, and then they'll put it 2 metres short. But we love when the opposite happens. And Serena, well, provisionally, it may just put her in front. Annette overcooking this one, so that'll plop into the ditch, and Serena with a really big chance here.
Yeah, I can see why Annette tried to reach the head there. She had plenty, obviously, to sit or to get the jack. but she has left herself a little bit vulnerable there with only one bowl in the head. Serena, a chance to consolidate this end, turn the jack round the corner.
She's not a mile away. If
Sit
she
that
can
bowl
just
away.
Sit it. No.
Good home.
So Annette Ruffle, only one bowl left to change the equation.
Husband Rob will be watching from home.
He's here.
Are you here?
He's here.
Oh, when I spoke to Annette, I was giving a shout out to Rob and to Daniel and Kat, Amy and Mason.
I thought it was here.
Well, hello Rob, wherever you are.
And she slots in. I think she's definitely cut that down at just the one, but for the first time in this contest, someone wins consecutive ends, and that is the two-time defending champion, Serena Bonnell. She's got an AO multi-disability pairs title as well. That was in 2021 with her husband Tony, who's also a Commonwealth Games gold medalist. And she said that that is her favourite Commonwealth Games memory, sitting there in the stands watching her husband achieve his dreams, and hopefully for Serena she'll be able to do the same.
Yeah, she's certainly come close with silver medal, and obviously had a great tour over in Glasgow recently, picking up another silver and going close for gold. So yeah, see if all the stars align in a few weeks' time.
Well, there it is, 5 apiece. We are level. Serena's going to bring the mat up. So we've got Cooper White-Styles, Damien Delgado watching on from the other side of the rink where the trade marquee is. Lucas has waved to us. He's seen he was desperate to get into commentary this morning. Else Lucas Protopappas. He messaged me late last night. He said, "Oh, how are you going? I know Annette's on commentary. Are you all good?" I'm like, "Nah, Aidan Davis has it all organised, Lucas."
Oh, you never know. You might be able to get him on to say hello at some point today.
Never let him off, though, or never let himself off.
So Serena keeping this mat up the green here. It's worked for her last couple of ends. Great start. Jack toucher as well.
Yeah, she's just starting to feel it that little bit more, isn't she? She's won 3 of the last 4 ends. Momentum, the pendulum is slightly leaning towards orange.
Yeah, big end for Annette to try and get some control back on the jack here.
So Rob Ruffle is here.
He
So
is here.
I met him before. I was like, "Oh, Rob, good to see you." And then, yeah, I completely lost my confidence, saying, "Oh, did I just assume that was Rob?" But no, it was.
Very good. And Tony's here as well, Tony Burnell.
Yep. So good to see the husbands supporting these two combatants.
And they'll know each other well and be extremely supportive of each other. Serena puts in another excellent bowl.
Oh, this
Certainly
is,
starting to ask the questions.
This is getting ominous now. Doesn't take her long, generally about half an hour for Serena if she hasn't found it already. Always the perfectionist. You can just see Serena just talking to herself and reassuring herself. Got this intense demeanour on the green, doesn't she?
She does, she does. So net just goes under the head there. In the other singles match, it's 6-5 currently.
To Scott Kinnear.
And we were talking of Chrissy Van Nierop earlier. She's now watching that game with husband Marcus and Lara Butler. They're cheering on Calvin from WA.
Oh, they are too.
As Serena puts in a jack toucher, she's making this hard for Annette now. It's got a good opportunity down here on this backhand. She looks as though she's pointed it well. This is a great bowl that's coming in as a reply if she can run. Looks as though she might have cut the first one out. The marker's indicating 2 to Serena currently.
Serena Bonnell.
That is a stunning display, isn't it?
It's why she has been one of the premier para bowlers in this country. Annette is going to jump on the scooter and go up to the head and have a look at this and wait until she sends that Aero Optima of hers down. And of course, Aero's world and Australian champions Sheriff Wedlock, Tees, Atkinson and State Junior Lily Vardy all agree it's the same line every time, and that is the key to their success.
Yeah, it makes sense for Annette to go and have a look at this head. Key moment. She's just looking for a coach, I think, as well, just to get a little bit of input. Potentially big moment here. She's got chances if she stays on the backhand, just any contact on her own bowl. More likely for her own bowl to go into the head, whereas a forehand more of a chance to whip it out if she gets that front centre bowl.
So Annette makes her way back.
Staying on the backhand. This is a big moment. Can she hold on?
So this is the move for Serena Bonnell. She has flexed her muscles. We'll wait for the adjudication. That's great. And another thing in the inclusivity of this sport, we spoke about the scooters, and it's all approved. The tyres are approved. Everything is approved. And it's fantastic that we allow such things, you know, to help people continue with the sport. What are you favouring here, Els?
I think it's definitely 3.
I think this is a full count.
You know me, Val, my eyes and judgment aren't great.
Neither are mine. I tend to make the wrong calls sometimes, but 3 have been taken out. Is this the full count for Serena Bonnell to take the lead for the first time in this game? She'll do it anyway. Now that those 3 have been taken out, I'm a little bit more inclined to say it probably is just a 3, but we may get the measure.
Certainly from the camera angle, it looks like Annette's is just angled a little bit closer towards the jack. I think we've got the laser measure coming out again potentially.
I think we do. While we wait, Els, how are you feeling? You know, it was a tough morning. England this morning, 2-2 at half-time. They've had a good win. You happy?
Yeah, I didn't think you wanted to bring this up, Val.
It's okay. Australia's still, they won their first game. Of course, I've got Italian-Croatian heritage. Italy are a bit of disappointment, but Croatia, they've made it. That's the main thing. They're there.
Yeah, we've had the World Cup on most mornings. There's been some really interesting results so far. There has. It's been fantastic. I think DR Congo and Portugal 1-1 this morning, I believe. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, I only watched a little bit of the England-Croatia game before I headed in the car. Yeah, so 1-1. Kay Moran's been staying with us, and the Scottish win was formidable. I know Powell, one of our awesome camera women here, she's Argentinian, and I know she was a big fan. She's a big fan of Leo Messi. Again, sport just brings people together, doesn't it? It's that talking point, it's that sense of community, and a chance for players to showcase their skills on the biggest stage. Obviously, as we continue to try and make a case for bowls to have its place within the Olympics and Paralympics. Well, Brisbane 2032. You can become a Bowls for Brisbane barracker. Make sure you head to bowls.com.au and be one of those, because we want to see this sport in the Olympics, and that is a 3 to Serena Bonnell. She takes the lead for the first time, 8 shots to 5. Yeah, it would certainly be a game changer for the sport, wouldn't it? I mean, bowls is an iconic Australian sport. We've got a national footprint of just under 1,800 clubs. It's flexible, it's adaptable in terms of number of players, formats, short, sharp. You can play it indoors, you can play it on pop-up greens, you can play it on wonderful infrastructure that we witness here around the state of Queensland. So many different options. And the other unique part, I think, of our case is the fact that, you know, there's not many sports that you can watch in the Olympics and then drive 10 minutes to your local bowls club and have a go. Yep. It's affordable, it's accessible, it's inclusive. Let's just hope we get good news. And in a cost of living crisis, that's exactly what we want. We want affordable and accessible. So Serena still keeping that mat length up. Jack just hasn't made it to the tee this time, as her first delivery has, so always does a job. It's a re-spotted Jack, so having a bowl there is never a bad thing. Serena opting to play forehand around the clock, as Annette puts in a very, very good first bowl. Jack touched you there. Really important after you just dropped a 3 to come back strong with your first bowl, settle the nerves. But also the fact that it's now 4 of the last 5 ends to Serena. The momentum is well and truly with the Queenslander at the moment. So it's getting slightly dangerous if your name is Annette Ruffle. Serena needs to keep this scoreboard ticking over. Chance here for Annette. She needs to hurry. And yet she adds another one. Currently 2 to blue. Serena just taking her time here on the mat, just resetting a bit. So she started on the forehand, went to the backhands, now going back to the forehand based on the position of that last bowl. And she just catches on the bowl there. Oh yes. Nice, healthy crowd starting to get into Club Broadbeach.
And we've got the who's who as well. We've got para jackaroos, para emerging jackaroos, actual open jackaroos with Christina Van Nierop, Lara Butler, 2024 winner of the singles. So if Serena can't put in another one here, and I'm a nuffle, I'm looking at that bowl and thinking, how much are you worth?
Yeah, it would definitely be worth a go, wouldn't it? But you'd back Serena to get another one in here, take that danger away.
She might get a little crash here. And I think the danger is probably taken away now. She's probably rolled that one up into two. Yeah. Not the way that she would have wanted it, but sometimes it's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep, and you just say thank you very much.
So Annette Ruffle looking to get back on the board. She's dropped 3 ends on the bounce. This one needs to hurry. And it is not going to, so it's going to be another multiple for Serena Bonnell. It's going to be 4 ends in a row, 5 of the last 6. And that race to 10, the initial race to 10, is won by the 2-time defending champion, which bodes very well for her in the latter stages of this contest. It's going to be 2 shots. It'll be 10-5. Of course, Bowls Australia thanks our great partners, and Tripper Deal being one of those. Roll into your next bucket list holiday with Tripper Deal. And Els, is there a bucket list holiday, that a place that you haven't been to that you're aiming to get to at some stage?
There is so many places actually. So, but since we've lived in Australia, we've only been back home once, so there's always that draw to go back to loved ones who aren't able to travel over here. But we've actually really enjoyed exploring Australia. It's such a beautiful country. We had some friends visiting from the UK, so we went to Cairns. We've been up to Airlie Beach. We've previously been to Hamilton Island. So yeah, we've just enjoyed exploring. We've been over to Perth when the Nationals were there, was playing, and we stayed on. So it's just been great actually exploring this beautiful country.
Fantastic.
But Chris is 50 next year, so so we'll see what happens there. There could be a bit of a special celebration there.
Maldives or something like that?
Oh, I don't think so. Probably more like Fiji or somewhere.
Okay. Well, Tripper Deal do have a good deal going, Sri Lanka and the Maldives.
Oh, do they?
Because we looked this up on air last week, and we were talking about it. And Connor Munnings and I were very, very tempted to maybe book that in, see if we can get an event out there.
Wow, that would be pretty special, wouldn't it?
But incredible tour and cruise holidays made easy. That is Tripper Deal. tripperdeal.com.au.
I'll definitely be going to check that one out. So just some shadows coming over the back of the green there.
And with the grandstands coming in, it will make this green run slightly different, just because of the shadows that do engulf it later on in the day. Annette Ruffle, well, that's a good start. Her lead bowls were right on top of the jack earlier, or beating Serena at least, but now Serena's winning that battle of the first bowl.
Yeah, she's just got some momentum, isn't she? She's grouping her bowls well. Yeah, we're just pausing slightly because the players are actually delivering the bowl right opposite where we are in the commentary box, so we just want to make sure that we're respectful to them and therefore go a little bit quieter when they're on the mat. Let them go through their process.
Our second match of the day. After this, at 11:15, will be the Malaysian fours team of Alina Ahmad Nawawi, who won a World Championships gold medal here a couple of years ago in 2023, or 3 years ago. Shafika Haidar, Afif Abdul Rahman, Nurul Aliani Jamil, and Emma Firyana Saroji up against Gracie Redelick, Taya Devlin, Olivia Slade, and Emma Simmons. Emma played a bomb of a bowl last night with the final bowl against Jessie Cattell's rink to send her fours team through to the final.
Yeah, she certainly did. She was game down and bowled just skirted a short bowl and then managed to land Jessie Cattell's rink's holding bowl to take victory, and that was one of the games that went to an extra end yesterday, first of many. Annette changing over to the backhand side here. And she's played a good delivery. Looks as though she's added to the count.
1 and a measure indicated, but
still plenty of room for Serena.
She's going to come up and have a look, and this is where if I'm Annette, you're just starting to get a little bit excited. Hope that Serena maybe might not be able to put this one in, and then you can get a multiple and try and make her way back in this contest.
You see, I'm an optimist, but I always work on the basis that I'm going to have to play a bowl to get it back with my last.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, it's a pleasant surprise.
That's true. Because then you don't want to get to the mat disappointed being like, oh, she's done it again.
Exactly. So expect them to get it. And if they don't, it's a bonus.
It's like that Arsenal fan. They have that fan cam and you see that guy, oh, he's done it again. Just without the expletives.
Yes, please. This is a clean broadcast.
I have suggested we do that. Just an unfiltered bowls broadcast. Not sure how that would go down, but it could be fun. Maybe a once-off type thing.
For one night only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Serena on the backhand, looking to try and affect the count.
Looks like it's just going to cross over the centre line. She needs to get round that bowl.
Well, it probably takes out the 1 and a measure.
Yeah, so Annette just going up to have a look. Try and see if there's an indication from the marker as to how many. On the other rink, it's 8-6. 8 to Scott Kinnear, 6 to Calvin Rogers. So Scott Kinnear from Queensland, Calvin Rogers from WA.
So Annette back at the mat. Crucial end for the Victorian. Scoreboard needs to get ticking over. She's dropped 5 of the last 6 ends, barring catastrophe. She will be back on the board now.
And she's missed Serena's bowl in the line there. This has got to be another one. And that's what you need to do in this game. When you got a chance, you got to take it, particularly against quality opposition.
Well, that's the absolute else. And now the question is, what is the full count? Is it 4? It could very well be. It was indicated 1 and a measure before. Serena pumped up another one. It's just Serena's back bowl and how close that may be.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell because it's in the shadows, isn't it? So Yeah, this will be interesting. Another big moment in the match.
Well, it's 10-5. It's at least going to be 10-7.
You just think Annette getting control of this jack. She's got to do something different here, I think. Take a risk, take a chance, back herself.
And that is a humongous moment in this match. It's a full count to Annette Ruffel. From 5-10 down, it's now 10-9. And this final has another twist.
So Nat just taking her time there, settling herself before she gets on the mat.
You mentioned before that her ringside coach is Nick Dorr. Els, you and I had the pleasure last year of sitting alongside that men's over 60s pairs final, didn't we? That was quite the incredible contest. Nick Dorr and Neville Brown.
Yep, it was a great game.
Yep, defeating Tony Hinton and Warren Shipley in a match that just continued to sway. And no one had scored a 3 up until the 18th end. That's what they needed to send it to an extra end. They got it with the last bowl, and then Neville Brown did the rest in the extra end. Quite an incredible match.
It was, and played in fantastic spirit as well. Net puts in a good opening bowl. She's about 18 inches short. Oh, great reply there from Serena.
Annette, I think, speaking to her before, she was just so happy to have the opportunity. But I think the fact that the chance to win her first national title and to possibly beat Serena to do it as she crashes in and wobbles up, very close for one. To beat Serena to do it would be incredible, because to be the best, you want to have to beat the best. And sometimes, you know, they can say an easy draw is always nice, but you want to be able to win it and beat the best players to do it, and that's exactly what Annette Ruffel is going to have to do.
Yeah, completely agree. And I always say that, you know, if you have a tough draw, if you're good enough to win the competition, then you've got to, you know, really step up and beat the great players along the way. And that's unfortunate there for Serena. Just turns Annette bowls in to make an advantage to Annette. I think Annette will go back to this backhand side. Any turn on her bowl, if she just slips behind, it's in a good home. She's staying on the forehand. Yeah, that's a good home there. Serena's got a chance on the backhand just to plant that bowl out. Or cannon, I think is the expression is used over here in Australia.
Next couple of ends crucial in this final. Serena, we thought that she had the momentum, but Annette has just thrown the gauntlet back down and said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to hang around.
Very good effort. You can only get bowls in the area. She gave herself a chance, played that well. Annette's final delivery of the end here. I think she's got to change over to the backhand. She's got a couple of chances there. Sit Serena's wing bowl, turn hers in. There's as long as she plays a good weight, there's no real danger here. Yep, and she has with this final delivery. She's willing it to move.
It's coming. Trying. Not quite.
Serena coming up to have a look. Her final bowl.
Incredibly, Annette still hasn't won consecutive ends, and she finds herself only one shot behind after 10. The bonus is that in 3 of the 4 ends that she scored in, it's been more than 1. So when she's scoring, she's gaining multiples.
Serena attacking this head.
Gets one and then moves the jack a little bit. She may have actually made this. It is close.
It looks really close. The marker seems to have got a blue paddle in his hand though, so...
Yeah, a little bit more of that jack to the left of your screen there. That would have been a couple for Serena Bonnell.
Yeah, it was a great effort.
She does have a good runner on her. So, Annette Ruffel might have just levelled this up. There it is on the replay. So just needed to go a little bit further towards that black bowl. And it is a 1. And Annette Ruffel levels proceedings at 10 apiece from 10-5 down for the first time in this final. She wins back-to-back ends. Can she keep this momentum going and get the lead back? Had 1 lead change already. Serena won 4 ends in a row. From end 6 to 9. We find ourselves at 10 all.
So an hour and 20 minutes into the game. This one is timed at 3 hours, but it's the first to 21 for those that are watching at home. Different tactics being applied for both players. Annette choosing to keep the mat back, Serena taking the mat up. And Annette keeping up this dominance with a very, very good opening bowl.
That's what she was doing earlier. She was really nailing those opening bowls, and she's found them again. Putting the pressure right on Serena. And here's the replay. Less than a foot away. He's enjoying himself. Getting some pats.
Oh, what a reply there from Serena. Great opening bowl.
Trout the jack as well, lengthens it up a little bit, takes it off the centre line.
Look at this coming down here, played it absolutely perfectly.
So Annette asked the question on this 12th exchange. Fires a little long, and that's what we can see a lot of the time when the jack is moved off the centre line and lengthened a bit. You can often miscue.
Yeah, because the greens are so good here, you know, the pace change isn't that different. Over in the UK, as soon as you get off the centre line, it's usually about 2 yards difference in pace. Whereas over here, it's such good quality. Doesn't make a massive difference as Serena changes over and shows us how it's done. So Annette's really got to dig deep for this third bowl. She doesn't want to leave herself vulnerable with the last bowl.
Not in the slightest. It's when the pressure can really set. So here she goes, fires it down.
Has she adjusted with this third delivery? She just needs to navigate that bowl. Just pulled up short.
So can Serena add in a third and really tighten the screws once again? Annette has said, I'm not going anywhere, but the problem is neither is Serena. This is looking pretty darn handy.
Yeah, she's certainly putting the pressure on. And it's still got a good shot on that backhand, just playing under the 2 short bowls, just aiming to sit Serena's bowl and drop in, as I like to call it, a drop and flop.
Drop and flop. It's pretty much how I've been going to sleep the last few nights, just dropping into bed and conking out. Annette Ruffle.
Missed the jack there.
Yeah.
What an effort.
So this is a chance for Serena to negate that full count that Annette scored a couple of ends ago.
She looks like she might have just overplayed that one.
She has. So in the end, it'll be a 3, but a vital 3. Just to keep that lead. No lead change comes for Annette Ruffle, and Serena Bonnell will lead 13 shots to 10. She'll move within 2 full counts of victory. And I think over the last couple of years, we've seen Serena Bonnell rise to prominence and dominance, and maybe that's why Serena Williams has announced her comeback. Because,
I've not seen that.
Yeah, Serena and Venus are playing doubles at Wimbledon.
Are they?
Yeah, she's played at Queen's with Victoria and Boko, but I think she's realised that she's not the Serena anymore. And she said, OK, no, we need to change that, because Serena Bonnell has just been that good.
Love Wimbledon. Such a great tournament.
It's coming up very shortly. I think not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, Serena looks as though she's brought the mat up, but not as far. And Jack not quite on the tee, about a metre or so off the tee. Chance for Serena to get nearer to that checkout zone of 17.
We do love the checkout zone. I've had so many comments across the week that said, we don't call it that here, we call it the springboard. I said, well, Ellen Faulkner calls it the checkout zone. And she's won more Commonwealth Games and World Championships than any of you in the comments. So that's what I'm going with. This one a little bit loose from both to start on this 13th end. Serena with the ascendancy again. Hasn't missed a beat since dropping those consecutive ends to go to 10-all. And of course, you won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
So second bowl there from Serena, just about 18 inches short, currently line 2. Annette just needing to make this adjustment. Her line was good with her first delivery. Has she adjusted the weight with the second? Weight's pretty good. It just seems to be holding out a little bit there. In the other singles game, Calvin Rogers of WA has taken the lead, 11-8 against Scott Kinnear of Queensland. They're playing in their vision impaired open singles category. Serena just misses Jack there. Still room for Annette to try and claim back one of those 3 that she just dropped. Weight's pretty good again, Val.
It certainly is. So the perfect way for Annette to respond to that last end, I think, would just be to take shot, get the mat back, as we get the great Karen Murphy coming in behind us. She's criticising you, Els, for wearing a puffer jacket.
We're not in Alaska.
Saying we're not in Alaska.
Well, I feel the cold. That's why I moved 10,000 miles to be in Australia.
It was chilly this morning, I'll give you that. It's warmed up now. Currently at a very warm 18. And then you got Kaz in just a polo.
That is the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have to lose the puffer jacket.
Kathmandu as well. That's the strong stuff. Annette Ruffle trying to get back on the board. Her weight is pretty good. I think she's going to get there. She is.
She has great final delivery.
But what is the count going to be?
From what the marker indicated, it was 1 to Serena prior to the last delivery.
Yeah, that front bowl, I think, just edges out. And that's at 7, 8 o'clock. So she gets a scoreboard ticking over. It's 3 of the last 4 ends, so only 2 behind.
So both players, of course, have to be at the head to declare. The marker is only there to give an opinion, not to make a decision. So just the 1 to Annette, which takes us to 11:13. After 13 ends played and nearly, well, 1 hour 30 minutes. So we're halfway through the time element of the match. The way the game's tracking, though, we should complete with one of the players getting to 21 first to seal this coveted title and the honour of being Australian Open champion.
Well, yeah, that was the issue we had a couple of years ago with this final in 2023 when Serena played Cheryl. It was on Serena's birthday. She led the whole game. Got timed out, but Cheryl actually managed to hit the 21 after or in that final end, so got the job done. Added a hell of a lot of drama.
Yeah, line's good of that opening bowl of Annette's. Just need a fraction more on the pace. Serena looks to follow her down. Yeah, good weight there from Serena, just cutting across the head slightly. Advantage Serena after the first bowls have been played. Crowd's starting to fill up here in Club Broadbeach. If you're in the local area, please do come down and join us.
I know. Plenty to do at the Bowls Club. It's going to be a sensational day of action. Already has been so far. These are the first finals to be played at the 2026 AO. We've got the men's pairs on the broadcast rink today on green 4, followed by the women's singles. That women's singles between 2023 champion Cass Millerick and challenger Jamie Lee Worsnop, looking for the maiden Australian Open title. She'll be in the mixed pairs tonight. Corey Wedlock is going to be men's fours, men's pairs, mixed pairs today. So he said he was, we saw him last night, he said he was going to be absolutely knackered by the end of the day today.
Well, you don't mind being tired if you're happy. Good bowl there from Serena. Still opportunity here for Annette. Changed over to the backhand side. Just pulling up short again. Not far away though, only just got to make a slight adjustment. That often happens when you've got a couple of bowls just short. You tend to be a little bit tentative. Played the line well, but just pulled up. Big bowl here from Annette required. She's 2 down. Serena's got another bowl to come.
Doesn't want to drop a 3, Els. Does not want to drop a 3.
She needs to get contact on her own bowl here.
Doesn't want Serena's. Does not want Serena's. Well, she has got contact and might make it a little bit more difficult to get down, but Serena, this is a golden opportunity to clear Annette on the scoreboard in this final. A chance to make it 16-11.
And she's played it well. She's played a safe line.
Stopped in time. And that will do for the second time in this final. Serena Bonnell takes a 5-shot lead. She's 5 away from her 3rd consecutive disability women's singles title. They've changed the name from multi-disability singles to physical disability this year, because we have the hearing or deaf and hard of hearing and intellectual disability disciplines this year for the first time, or intellectual is its first time and hard of hearing makes its way back onto the program.
Yeah, fantastic to see those 2 events added and to see them well supported.
So 16-11. Things are looking mightily difficult for Annette. She did not want to drop a number there. And Serena just showing why she's so hard to beat. It's the most shots she's dropped in a game in this knockout stage, though. And that's a credit to Annette Ruffel. The most she dropped in her quarters and semis was 5 shots. And only a combined 8 shots dropped, so Annette has eclipsed that in 1 game alone.
And Annette will keep fighting. She will look to push Serena all the way here.
So she's one away from that checkout zone. Else, that will give her a lot of confidence within 2 ends of victory.
Yeah, both players just running through the head a little bit there, but both in good positions. Annette currently got control of the tee. Yeah, good adjustment by Serena.
Good thing is, you know, with Annette, her demeanour hasn't shifted, hasn't changed. She's just stuck to the task. It's been really impressive to watch. Serena is tightening the screws, but Annette Ruffel not being ruffled.
Again, she's picked her line really well there. Still got 2 bowls to make that weight adjustment.
Oh, that is good.
It's a great bowl there. Consolidates the position, makes it hard for Annette to score. Annette's changing over hands. Urging this one up. Weight was actually good.
If Serena can pop in another one, it just adds an entirely different amount of pressure on Annette Ruffel. So Annette Ruffel to try and cut this down. It's not going to. And Serena Bonnell extends the buffer. Her last 5 scores have been multiples. And this one is going to send her into that checkout zone. The groceries are on the conveyor belt. Els just needs to pay. She's within 3 of victory, 18-11.
Yeah, she certainly really dominated the last few ends, hasn't she? She's made it difficult for Annette. Really asked the questions. The other singles game, Calvin Rogers as WA has stretched his lead to 13-9 over Scott Kinnear from Queensland in the vision-impaired Open Singles final.
He's a star, isn't he, Calvin? One of the nicest human beings. And his director, Jason Schuchens. Having said that, he might be down a few.
He just knocked a bowl over, which has led to potentially being 2 down. So a very close game on that other rink. Fantastic that both games are being covered. Obviously, we've got this broadcast rink, and then we've got the other rink being covered on the Bowls Australia live stream channel.
Got 2 on our YouTube at the moment, then the other one on 7+, Fox, KO, Sky Sports NZ. We're everywhere today. It's Bowls Mania.
Lots happening. If you love bowls, plenty to enjoy and watch.
The ideal setup would be to get out any old device you have, get the World Cup, and then all 3 screens of bowls that are happening, because it's all free.
Well, with the setup here at Club Broadbeach, with the new massive screens, that's entirely possible to have multiple screens, multiple things happening at the same time.
So Serena is within an end of victory. Her first victim was Louise Hoskins in 2024 last year, Alison Meakin. And it could be a glorious 3 for Serena.
Very good opening bowl there from Annette. She's saying, I'm still here, I'm still fighting. Gonna push you as far as I can. Chance here for Annette.
Needs to try and take it. Really needs to take it. She can add in a second. Just keeps that pressure on Serena. Wants to try and stay as close as possible. Of course, we know in singles that last shot, some of the last few shots, they're always the hardest ones to get. They're the ones you think about the most.
They are indeed. Trick is to not think about the score, just play the end in front of you, play the bowls in front of you. So Annette just taking a safe line out there, not wanting to go into Serena's bowls. Serena changes over. Just going to miss the jack there, just runs through. Gave herself a chance there, was on the hunting line for either the jack or the bowl.
So the Victorian from Heathmont trying to mount this challenge. It's just going to crash. So she's holding one, is Annette. Serena's last bowl coming up.
Serena just trying to find out there how far her back bowler's gone through. She sets up again on this backhand side. Couple of chances.
Final bowl of this 16th end for Serena Bonnell. just didn't have the legs on it, so chance for Annette to get a multiple and keep this one ticking along.
And I think that's good enough for a second shot. Take us to 13-18. We'll wait for confirmation, but it certainly looks like it from here. Jo Frost, one of the emerging para-jackaroos, based up here in Queensland, plays out of Club Helensvale. She's here watching on. Annette was her teammate in the pairs competition, and she's also a good friend and supporter of Serena.
I think everyone's a supporter of Serena.
So it is 2 to Annette, that's confirmed. 13-18. She's just having a chat with her coach here. Will she be brave and do something different here? It's risky, isn't it? You know, when your opposition's on 18, but sometimes fortune favours the brave. Change the pattern, change the play.
So, just waiting for Annette to grab the jack.
Well, Annette has gone T to T. I know you said earlier, Val, that you wanted to see Serena stretch it out, but
I did.
Annette's changing this up. Bold move.
Well, assert your dominance. Make long lengths your friend.
Certainly worked well for Kelsey Cottrell, isn't it?
Yep, and Chloe Stewart as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to master all lengths in this game if you want to be successful.
Not a bad start as well to get one behind.
Yeah, good opening bowl.
Serena will want to try and finish this one off as quickly as she possibly can. Get back and wait for the presentation, which will be coming after the completion of the 2 matches on each, or on this green. Four matches on here today. This one, women's fours, men's fours, and then the mixed pairs final tonight. And this has sort of brought everybody unstuck, hasn't it, Els?
Yeah, and sometimes that happens, but fair play to Annette. I think she had to try something different. Either take the mat up or bring it back and go super short, or stretch it out and go long. And there's no right or wrong. You just got to change something and back yourself to be able to get there first. Well, it's advantage Serena at the moment, but there's room. Annette just needs to take a breath here. Just adjust with this third bowl. She's getting some information from the marker.
And it's not quite sudden death for Annette at the moment, but you just felt as though the second portion of this match, the last 8 or 10 ends, the screws have been tightened.
Yeah, Serena's definitely stepped up a gear, hasn't she, in the second half of the match? But a good delivery here from Annette. That's enough for advantage.
I tell you, if she does score a multiple, Annette Ruffle, it just makes the contest more and more interesting and makes Serena think about it a little more.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, you know, when you're the person in checkout position, in essence, the pressure is on you when the other person isn't in the same zone, and then it kind of shifts. So it's, yeah, really interesting dynamic.
And this change of length, if Annette can get another one in here, might have just done the trick. She's holding one. Chance to put in a second. And say to Serena Bonnell, I'm not going anywhere. Annette led 5-2 if you just joined us. Serena managed to eke that out to 10-5 before Annette levelled it at 10-all. Serena then went 18-11 ahead. Annette possibly with an 18-14 score after this bowl, but Serena, you back her in to make the correction.
Just taking her time here. Set herself, very consistent pre-shot routine.
Weight-wise, it's looking pretty good. Is it going to stop?
It is.
That is perfection.
2 shots away from her third back-to-back title.
19 shots to 13. Serena Bonnell mightily close now to 3 in a row. It's so hard to do in any event, especially when you win the one, the target is on your back.
Yeah, it's certainly different being the hunter rather than the hunted.
Jodie Nikolic was able to somewhat get one back on her in the sectional rounds, but in the end, Serena got her revenge. Better in the quarterfinals, 21-5, and then knocked off Trish Spicer, 21-3. She's 2 away from yet another accolade. Generally, Els, the phrase that a lot of us utter in bowls is there's generally always a 2. So Serena might be able to have a chance at any stage to hold game in this contest, and with her first bowl like that, it does look pretty good.
Yeah, she's given herself every chance for that opening bowl.
We'll hear from the winner of this contest after the match. It's looking ever so likely that it is going to be Serena, but you just never know in singles play.
You don't. That's the beauty of live sport, isn't it? You never know what's going to happen. So Annette's first delivery is a good weight. looks as though it's close for shot.
Calvin Rogers 15-12 ahead on the next rink over.
Good weight there from Serena, just on the higher side there. Annette just looking to score a goal through the gap here, and she has.
Well, that's good. I reckon that's 2 Ls.
Yeah, the marker's just held up 2 paddles. Just ducking under the head there. Weight was good. Opportunity knocks here for Annette. Just repeat the last bowl. She can get a touch on the jack around the corner. She looks as though she's set it off pretty well, just needs to bend.
Just rocking into Serena's front, so it's 2 currently to Annette Ruffle, which would cut the margin to 4. She does have a bowl left, however. Serena looking to get in there.
It's a good effort.
Yeah, I think it's still 1 down though. Any touch of this jack is huge for Annette Ruffle.
Yeah, she's got to be brave. Holding 1, chance to make a 3. Coming up. Yeah, wise idea. Coming up to have a look. Just see the position of those short bowls. If I was her, I'd be staying on that forehand side. She knows the line up there. I always say in singles, it's the player who takes the opportunities when they're presented that usually prevails.
And this is an opportunity presented. Annette Ruffle from Heathmont, Victoria. Calvin Rogers has just netted a 3 next door. He's 18-12 ahead. Annette holding 1. Can she add in a second? Just got a little rub.
Her weight was good for it.
Yeah, it was great. 2 of the last 3 ends though, margin at 5. Problem is that Serena will now have last bowl. And she'll know what she has to do.
So 19-14. Advantage to Serena Bonnell. As we start end 19, we're just over 2 hours into this final. As Annette Ruffel looks to try and edge back into this game. You can see the beautiful background there at Club Broadbeach.
It is fantastic.
Blessed to have such fantastic facilities and beautiful greens. Conditions today are outstanding, not a breath of wind. Very little cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful day to be on the Gold Coast.
Serena, that'll do for one.
Yeah, very good opening delivery. Puts the pressure on, doesn't it? When you're only looking for two. First bowl about 9 inches behind. Very good reply here from Annette. Helps. So Serena really taking her time here. Continuing to stay on the forehand side. Just going to look to navigate Annette's last bowl. She's just going to go slightly across the head here, but her weight's very good. Hard to tell from this angle if it's two. Looks as though it's one as it stands at the moment. Serena, of course, needing two to get to the magic number of 21 to seal out this game and this final. As Annette puts down her third bowl for this end. This is in the area, Val.
It's close. It has it turned that little bit too far.
Yeah, any edge of that front bowl would have been enough. Weight's really good. Another chance for Serena to add this second shot on this end to clinch the title. And she has. What a shot.
Sensational. It's in her grasp now.
One hand on the trophy.
And that trophy cabinet might be overflowing.
Can Annette Ruffel save this game?
They'll shake hands. And it's a brilliant three for Serena Bonnell. Her dominance in this discipline continues. 3 in a row, 4 finals in a row. It's going to take something special to stop her because she is in the richest of veins of form. And the Para Jackaroo will salute once more with a 3rd consecutive title, 21-14 over Victoria's Annette Ruffle.
And it was certainly a gallant battle there from Annette. Well played to her. She put up a great fight. And well done to Serena on securing another title. It's both players just doing the formal duties there, declaring the head. For Val will go on the green and hear from the winner and the runner-up. We've got a spectacle of bowls lined up for you here at Club Broadbeach. So following this match, we've got the women's fours and then the men's fours final, followed by the mixed pairs final this evening. We'd like to give a shout out to our wonderful team of volunteers. We've had 1,200 volunteers across the course of this event, and of course our wonderful technical officials who play a massive part in the success of this event. But I'm going to hand over to Val, who's going to talk to our winner, Serena.
Thanks, Els. Yes, I've got Serena Bonner with me. 3 in a row. Quite incredible. Her dominance in this discipline is unparalleled. And Serena, the win is yours. Another gold medal. You must be elated.
More like relieved. Happy it's over, and that was a high-quality game. Annette was a good opponent, and yeah, it was a struggle for a long time. So yeah, I was happy to get over the line.
It was a tough start. Annette got out of the blocks quite quickly before you sort of found your range in that end 6 to 9 where you won 4 straight ends, including a big 4. What was the key to gaining the momentum back?
I was pretty erratic, and I just thought I've just got to keep the pressure on. She kept getting that 1 ball in, and then I dropped a very loose 4, and I thought just keep putting the pressure on, keep building pressure, keep changing the length constantly to build that pressure, and yeah, it ended up working out. So.
Another AO title, Com Games next month. How is the motivation now? You've got another gold and to continue that form into Glasgow.
Oh, the AO will be a long time past when the Com Games comes, but I'm really keen. Louise and I are going to get on the green a lot with our coaches, Karen and Gaz, and really looking forward to getting back on the carpet and spending a lot of time with her in preparation for Glasgow.
Sensational. Serena Bonnell, 3 in a row. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So stick with us. We've got the presentation coming up very shortly, so we'll have a quick break, and the presentation for both Serena and Annette and also the vision impaired singles will be coming up at the Australian Open at Club Broadbeach. 2026 Australian Open in the physical disability women's singles and vision impaired open singles. The $350,000 Australian Open is the world's biggest and most lucrative bowls event, which is a testament to the quality of both the finalists standing here before you. An event of this magnitude would simply not be possible without the generous support of Bowls Australia's value partners. So I would sincerely like to thank our sponsors for their support, including Tourism and Events Queensland and Experience Gold Coast, the Australian Sports Commission and the Australian Institute of Sport, Commonwealth Games Australia, Tripadeal, Keno Go, Audica, the Original Mattress Factory, Host Plus, Aero Bowls, BCIB, MacMax, Puma, our finals host venue Club Broadbeach, and our broadcast partners 7plus, Fox Sports, KO and Sky Sport New Zealand. It's certainly a valiant effort to make it through to any of the finals at the Australian Open at the world's biggest and most lucrative bowls event. So I congratulate all of the physical disability open women's singles and vision impaired open singles players and all their directors standing behind me. I would now like to call upon Bowls Australia Events and Competition Manager Troy Corber to present the silver medal to the vision impaired open singles runner-up and their director. So please put your hands together for the silver medalists Scott Kinnear and Rebecca Fawkes. And now to the winner of the gold medal, champion trophy and prize cheque. Please congratulate the winner of the vision impaired open singles, Calvin Rogers, and his director, Jason Skuchins. So I'll just hand over to Calvin to make a short speech and thank a few people.
Thanks, Val. Thanks to Bowls Australia for putting the event on. Andrew Howe and his team do a marvellous event every year. Big effort. And all the volunteers, markers, umpires, my opponents, Scott and Beck, and all the other opponents for the tournament. It's a huge few days. And thanks heaps to Jason, my director. He's with me every step of the way, and I couldn't do it without him. So thank you.
Congratulations to Calvin and Jason, an amazing performance. And now we'll head over to the physical disability women's singles as well. What a final it was. And I'd like to acknowledge silver medalists, Annette Ruffle. And now to the winner of the gold medal, Champions Trophy and $1,200 prize cheque. Please congratulate physical disability women's singles winner. It's 3 in a row, Serena Bonnell. And I'll hand the mic over to Serena, who's done plenty of these in the past, and say a few words.
Just like to thank my opponent Annette for a high quality game, and congratulations for getting into the final. Thanks Bowls Australia for being so inclusive and including these events in their calendar. Thank you to all of the broadcast sponsors for the event and for Bowls Australia, and personally to my sponsors being Taylor Bowls, also Amy Insurance and my club, Club Tweed. And lastly, thank you to my village, my community.
Congratulations to Serena Bonnell. So that concludes our presentation, but there is still plenty more bowls to come here today. We've got the women's fours coming up next, and there's still 3 more finals today. So don't go anywhere, and that concludes our presentation.